You're watching the Georgia High School Association Football Championships on GPTV.
All right, we've had a flip on the field. We are here at Watkinsville again, Oconee County. And Mount Zion. Mount Zion has won the toss. Deferred, and Oconee County will apparently be receiving.
Coach Jackie Green, 62-51 in his 11th season, 14-0 this season, 2 undefeated teams, Muntz.
Let's go down to Dennis Stumler.
Thanks a lot, Larry. 56,000 fans here in Watkinsville this evening. The athletic director says that's how many they're going to see. It feels more like 56,000. I said 5,600. 56,000 is what it feels like down here. I tell you what, 30 degrees by game time. It's a chilly night. The field is in great shape. A couple of key points. The team from Mount Zion has been fighting the flu bug all week long. We talked about their head coach and his physical ills. The whole team has been sick. They're about 80% tonight. Junior Clayton Matthews, the quarterback. He may start tonight. Let's take a look at that as Oconee County goes on offense. And to call the AAA championship, here's Larry Munson and Jeff Van Note.
All right, now Oconee County will be in the blue and the white. There's Coach Jeff Herron, head coach of Oconee County. This is his first state finals. This is the first state championship for either school. But they come into this thing tonight, and both of them are 14-0. As Oconee County is gathered around their coaches down below and in front of us. And Mount Zion, that'll be almost totally in white tops and white bottoms and a dark black helmet. Black trim and numbers is lining up, and Oconee County, Jeff, came on this field just like Florida State, only they had 2 horses.
They had the horses, and they got the numbers, too. It looked like they've dressed everybody on down to the middle school. They've got a lot of guys out there. They certainly have Mount Zion outnumbered, at least in numbers of players dressed.
So Mount Zion will be in white, and Oconee County, when we line up, will be in blue. And, of course, Oconee County tonight here for the State High School Championship in 3A is at home. Pilar will be the kickoff man for Mount Zion, and Oconee is yet to spread out and wait to receive down below. We have almost a fog settling down on this field, and down in one end under the lights, it really is one. They shot smoke out of that end where the horses and the team came out of that tunnel, and it's just hanging on the field and is slowly coming up. Oconee County and Mount Zion, 2 running football teams, Jeff. And I wonder how much similarity we will have in these offenses.
Well, I've talked to some of the coaches before we went on tonight when we got here, and it's the same offense, but I think they'll run it a little bit differently, and you'll see Oconee County will use a lot of different formations out of their wing tee to kind of get an edge at the point of attack, while Mount Zion is more of a power football team, and it's the same type of offense, little contrasting styles of how they use it.
The kickoff, hooking a little left to the 8-yard line to Tyson Browning, and fake reverse as he cut back over toward the middle of the field, try to get to the other side, and we'll go down in the vicinity of the 25. And we're set for the first play, actually, of the AAA championships. Matthews, Browning, Willoughby, and Mahaffey in the backfield. 2 of those backs with a lot of yards. The offensive line inside Hooper, Gibson, Phillips, Mentor, and Howard. Both teams have 2 backs with more than 1,000 yards. Fine running backs. Here's the wing tee with Clayton Matthews underneath. And run that toss sweep. Wide to Browning. He's going to get himself a big first down. Close to the 43. Mabry, Wilkerson, Hatfield, and Essex in the front 4 for Mount Zion. The linebackers are Huffstickler, Huber, Holloway, and Kirk. Defensive backs Mitchell, Bug, and Wise. Oconee County got a first down with a toss sweep right. Near that big wing tee. Keeps it this time and cuts inside and got 4. Matthews kept the ball and cut inside the tackle for about 4. A true wing tee at the moment, Jeff. This is what Dave Nelson used to run at Delaware University 100 years ago.
Well, the Delaware Blue Hens. And here you're going to see Matthews with a great fake. He's playing with a splint on his left finger tonight. It's the ball is going to get snapped into it. He dislocated it last week. Just kicked a little punting and maybe a field goal last week. Tonight he's playing full time.
Reverse to the wing back off the right side, and a first down on the 45. Curtis Mahaffey, a junior. They lined up in a double wing technically and just gave it to the right wing back, who came right behind the quarterback. First down on the 45.
Real nice block by Tyson Browning out here. You're going to see him turn in Kirk, number 4, and that's why they were able to get to the edge. Tyson Browning, not only a good runner and their leading rusher, but also a fine blocker. You got to be able to block as well as run in the wing tee offense.
Oconee County on the Mount Zion 45, no score early. Mahaffey in motion. Up the middle. Almost got away. Got inside the 20. Tyson Browning again.
Larry's second man through. The fake to Holloway, the fullback, and then he's the second man through. Nice blocking by the interior of that line. Hooper at center, Brandon Gibson at the right guard, and left guard Lauren Minter did a nice job of creating a hole.
Oconee County is inside the 20. First down. Got 2 wings, got a wide out, 1 back, one of the wings in motion again. And whistles blow. They were going to Willoughby, the fullback, for the first time, but whistles on the play. This is a jam-packed stadium at Oconee County.
31.
Procedure penalty coming up against Oconee County. These 2 football teams are 28-0 between
ball
them.
foul. False start on the offense.
Tyson Browning last week, 203 yards. Note, one of 3 or 4 outstanding running backs on this field tonight. Oconee County in blue, Mount Zion in white. The other wing in motion. Matthews passing on the sideline, complete, I think, and right around the 21. Didn't get a lot of yards. Tony Taylor. They gained really only 2 yards on the pass.
Well, this is not something they do very much of, and that's what you have to do defensively, though. You've got to force them in to do some things they don't want to do. Play last week, 34 rushes, 6 passes. I think that's about average for both of these teams as far as passing. If you get them backed up a little bit, and maybe they have to throw, and that's what you want to do as a defense.
5-man front for Mount Zion. 2nd and 13. Quarterback going to get sacked back here deep on the 25. Matthews in trouble. Acted very much, note, like he might curl back there and throw.
I think he missed the handoff. I think he wanted to hand it off to Taylor.
Yeah, you're right.
Holloway, excuse me, the fullback going through the middle. And I think he turned too slowly, and the timing wasn't there for that pass.
James Hatfield, a defensive tackle of Mount Zion, was the first guy through. Matthews, Mahaffey in motion. Trying to reverse the other way. And Browning's knocked down behind the line. Deep loss, almost 10 yards. And Hatfield again. James Hatfield.
Hatfield leads that defensive line. He's got 11 sacks on the year. Here you see him. They turn him free. A little mess up in the blocking between Lauren Minter, the left guard, and Hooper, the center, and they just turn him free. You can't do that. You can't allow penetration at all in this offense.
4th down, better than 20, and they'll try and kick a long field goal. Matthews to try a long field goal from out on the 38. Blocked, and it's coming back toward midfield. Out of bounds around the 46. Cameron Essex was one of the first men in. John Bugg was also in there for Mount Zion. They blocked the field goal attempt. So Oconee's first drive bogged down, then got thrown back, and then note they got a kick blocked on him. They had 2 men in there.
Well, the timing of the offense missed a little bit. They had the penalty, but they came up with the defensive play, and they got down inside there, and that's when the defense stiffened and stalled them.
Pender, the quarterback. First play got about 1.5 yards. Rowan Jeffers. This is one of their outstanding running backs. McNair and Jeffers, both, by the way, have been sick this week. Give them about 1 yard at 2nd and 9. Starting defense, Oconee County, Johnson, Moore, Seawright, and Braswell on the front 4. Caffey, Beavers, and Willoughby on the linebackers. Beavers is on that last stop. Mount Zion and White. Pender sent a running back straight ahead. J.R. McNair straight ahead for a couple of yards. Their first 2 shots, one coming left and one going straight up the gut, have picked up about 3 yards. No score first quarter. AAA State High School Championship. And man, is this stadium packed.
Lake Oconee operated very smoothly with their offense until they got down inside the 20. On the other hand, the very first 2 plays, they've struggled to get back to the line of scrimmage, talking about Mount Zion.
Pender brings the wing in motion and then sprints to the right. Dumps his pass out there, incomplete. He had him out, Chris Kirk. They flooded one side, and he had a man right out there, and went right off his hands.
Yeah, it's one of the things they don't like doing, Larry. It's once again, it's throwing the football. And this is a well-thrown ball. It's just he can't hang on to it, and he's out in pretty good shape. And Kirk is not only a good defensive player, but he stepped in a tailback last week and did a heck of a job when Jeffers was hurt.
Bill Tuller will be kicking off, punting rather, but from his side of the 50. Kick gonna strike inside of the 20 and get down in the vicinity of the 6 or 7 yard line. Tony Taylor letting it go. And Oconee County will have the ball, but this time deep in their own territory. They drove it about 35, 40 yards quickly and then bogged down and had a field goal block. Oconee County up to the line. Clayton Matthews with 2 backs behind him, as if in a T, but doesn't. And his hand off to the wing, coming wide left. Tyson Browning again. First down. Big wide sweep off that wing. Note, about 14 yards or so.
Yeah, they do a nice job of getting the guard out in front. Brandon Gibson having him pulled. Jeremy Phillips, number 75. Got to be at least the largest man on the field, talking about height and weight, 6'7", 295. Right tackle. There you see Tyson Browning, 3 rushes, 58 yards. He's off to a heck of a start for Oconee.
Oconee County now on their own 21. They bring Mahaffey in motion, try to run it right up the gut for a yard or so. Jerry Willoughby didn't get a lot. Got 6 minutes, got half a quarter left, no score, nothing. Oconee County got the kickoff and drove it and was really moving and bogged down in the vicinity of the Mount Zion 30. And finally on 4th down, tried a long field goal and Mount Zion blocked it. Now Oconee County's got the ball back. Got a slot out, and they're in that wing T or double wing this time. Quick pass in the flat. Alan Harrison. He had a block right over on that sideline to help him, but there was a flag on the play. The block may have been illegal.
Might have been a clip. Curtis Mahaffey getting out there and kicking out Chris Kirk, the outside linebacker, the rover, however you want to call the position he plays, but he might have hit him in the back.
4, you're going to go to.
Coach taking him back.
Flipping.
Yeah.
On the offense. Second down.
And the ball is going to go all the way back to about the 12.
Well, here's the replay here, and you can see Mahaffey on the ground after he clips Chris Kirk, number 4. Curtis Mahaffey, who is the good blocker in this offense, doesn't get the carries that Willoughby nor Browning do.
Run the man in motion again, and this time they give it to Mahaffey. Got out over the 25, got over the 30, got close to the 36 or 7. Tyson Browning.
There's another penalty, though, Larry, out there where he made his break upfield and could be holding again. This one might go against Browning. I'm not taking a look at a replay here on TV, and well, looks like I didn't catch the number. But somebody came back and got somebody, and looks like they got them in the back also.
Mahaffey, who had started in motion, came wide to the left. Had good yardage, but the penalty's going to take him back.
Second down.
This is no way to start a state high school championship game. Note, you had a field goal block, and you've had 2 penalties. Tough.
Well, you're doing what you don't want to do. The penalties are certainly putting you in a position where you almost feel like you have to throw the ball. And so far, I think they've already tried to throw two passes, talking about Oconee, and haven't been very successful with the passing game.
One of the wings in motion again. That's going to be Browning this time. Tried to cut, couldn't cut much. Got a few yards.
Getting numbers to the ball. There's six tacklers from Mount Zion over there as Browning is trying to make this break around the end. Now, this is a play. They've run this play 4 or 5 times already. There you see the tacklers led by number 40, John Huber, the fine middle linebacker. He's all the way out there. Last week versus Marist, 5 tackles, 2 assists.
3rd down, 17, 18 yards to go for Oconee, deep in their own territory. Inside reverse. And pick 6-7 yards up in there. Browning again. There's some very good running backs on this field who have all had a lot of yardage this year. He's one of them, Browning. 4th down now at about 13.
They get some great field position. Look, Mount Zion back at the 50. Tony Mitchell.
Matthews the punt. They're coming in on him, but he got the kick off. Fair catch on the 50 by Tony Mitchell. Man, note they had 3 men came right up the gut on that kicker.
They look like they really put some emphasis on special teams, and it's a big part of their game. They've already blocked a field goal, and you're right, Larry. They came close to blocking a punt.
Mount Zion's ball. Right on the 50. No score, and we're getting late in the first quarter. Nothing. AAA championships in the state of Georgia. The wing T is in a double wing, and they run a man in motion, and they run that back right up the middle. McNair slanting a little outside the right guard, about 3.
You know, with the weakness of the passing attack, if you feel comfortable, you certainly can play man for man and put a lot of guys in the boxes.
They had 146 yards rushing last week and 9 passing. They're 2nd and 7 now. They are in Oconee County territory. Nothing. Handoff Jeffers. Not a lot of room to move there as the Warrior defense stacked them up after about 1.5 yards. Game has started out, note, like it was predicted to be. Kind of a head knocker, huh?
Yeah. You can see that Mount Zion wants to run it between the tackles. And, you know, that's where their power is. And on the other end of it, you're looking at an Oconee defense that only gives up teams less than 4 yards a rush. So they're very confident in what they do defensively. Mount Zion's got some size, 300 pounds on the offensive line.
He squirted loose and got close to it. McNair, who was hit on the 45, pulled his legs and got another 2.5 after that, but it's not quite enough for a first down.
Nice second effort, though, by McNair.
Going to be 4th down, 1.5 yards. Mount Zion just outside of the Oconee 40. Trying to get something going late in the first quarter. Huge overflow crowd here, just spilled all over. Is Tuller the kicker coming in? Looks like he is. He's the guy that kicked that field goal and upset Marist. 4th down, 1.5 yards. Yep, took too much time. We're going to get a delay of game call, I believe. Yep, 5-yard penalty on Mount Zion.
This really doesn't hurt him, though.
Oconee figured it was going to be a fake, didn't they? They never did bring a man back.
No, they never adjusted their defense. Maybe they do that with their punt team. I didn't pay attention. I'm sorry, the very first punt. But, this does not hurt him. It gives him a much better distance, at least kicking, if he's trying to get it inside the 10.
Deep man for Oconee is Tony Taylor. Snap was a little high, but there's no rush. Taylor moving up. And his fair catch is around the 20. And Oconee County will be first down there. That guy was virtually in his lap when he caught the ball.
Yeah, you're hearing the people upset about it, but I thought he moved over into him. The guy didn't move over into Tony Taylor. Tony Taylor sort of drifted over into him after he made the catch. And not a very good punt, though. Only to the 20-yard line.
No score, nothing. AAA State High School Championship from Watkinsville, Georgia. With 1:19 in the quarter. And again, Oconee County coming up to the line. Their first drive was impressive, and then they bogged down. They bring the wing in motion, but they handle the fullback up the middle. Willoughby came up the middle. Got some yardage that time. Got it out to the 28.
Willoughby goes both ways for Oconee. Plays linebacker also. He's bothered by an elbow. Now you're going to see him run inside here. And a quick decision by Kirk. He's got to see if he's going to make the pitch man. It's number 4, Chris Kirk, or go for the fullback. He goes for the fullback. He's not able to wrap him up.
2nd down, 2. The wing in motion again. Browning coming to the corner. Had enough room to get the first down before he went out. Got 5 or 6 yards. Tyson Browning.
Here comes Tyson Browning, just coming behind that wave of blockers. That's old-fashioned, a lot like the single wing, which originated from the single wing, where you have a lot of people at the point of attack, power football, and you've also got some speed. They get outside with this wing T attack, and then they come back and fool you and run it up inside.
77 yards rushing net for Oconee County already.
Only 2 for Mount Zion.
Late in the corner with blocking. Browning again. And he fumbled the ball. And Mount Zion has a man with the ball going into the corner close down there, and he got in. Tony Mitchell was the one with the ball. I think, Jeff, he was hit and kind of turned his body as he did.
I think it took it away from him. I didn't exactly see it.
Here, let's watch it here.
Pulling both the guards. Minner, Gibson pulling around the corner here. Good blocking right at the point. Somebody from behind knocked it out. Number 68, I think it was. David Mabry, was it? Or Tremaine Riggins, 58. I think David Mabry, number 68, got off the block of the tight end, came around from behind and punched that ball out.
Tony Mitchell, 40 yards for a touchdown. Pillar to try the extra point. Kick is up, kick is good. Mount Zion is leading 7-0 with only 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. A sudden change in this football game. Tony Mitchell, 40-yard fumble return. We're going to see it again right here, note. From a different camera.
Pull both guards. Got a lot of nice blocking out front, but there it is. That's David Mabry. He's able to get off the block, and I think that's the tight end. That might have been Scott Pearson, who was blocking as a tight end. Heads up play by Tony Mitchell. Right down the sideline. Nice.
David Mabry on defense, number 68, caused the play. And Mount Zion has drawn first blood. 7-0. Half a minute in the first quarter left. Browning and Moore will be deep for Oconee County. Pilar will be kicking off. Mount Zion of Jonesboro with a 1-touchdown lead. Long kick. Fake the reverse again and run off with the man to the left. And get it out well outside the 30. Browning. He and Moore crisscrossed again. And they're going to start an excellent field position. We're very late in the first quarter. Mount Zion leading 7-0 as they punched the ball out of a ball carrier's hand, took it right out of his arms, and a defender went 40 yards.
Browning looks like he's just gliding. He's got a lot of speed. He's got 4.3 speed in the 40, 5'9", 160, but he appears just to be gliding out there, taking up a lot of yardage over each step.
Mount Zion on that 5-man front again. Little chunky fullback banging up in the middle. 2 or 3 yards, Willoughby. Quarter is about to end. Mount Zion leading 7-0. And we will be second down about 6.5 when we come back. That's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Mount Zion.
You're watching member-supported GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia.
Lessons are being learned from unlikely teachers.
They'll let you know it's okay and that you're going to pull through.
They taught me how to get on with living.
Stories of animals that touch, heal, and transform our lives. Next time on Nature.
Sunday at 8 on GPTV. You're watching Georgia Public Television, part of the Georgia Public Broadcasting family of services, including GPTV, Peach State Public Radio, and Peach Star Education Services. Georgia Public Broadcasting, a resource for Georgia's future.
Gas Guy here for Georgia Natural Gas. As proud sponsors of the Georgia High School Athletic Association, we invite you to nominate one male and one female senior student athlete to become recipients of the Georgia Natural Gas True Blue Student Athlete Scholarship. 2 lucky seniors will receive $2,000 towards college tuition. Call 404-257-4043 for details. Nominations should be sent postmarked by February 15th to the address on your screen.
Hello, I'm Michael Evans. On behalf of your Burger King franchisees across Georgia, I'd like to congratulate the student athletes involved with these championships. Burger King is proud of our partnership with GPTV and our commitment to providing over 6 million tickets to the GHSA and 295 of its member schools.
You're watching member-supported GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia. GPTV, bringing you the best.
You're watching the Georgia High School Association Football Championships on GPTV.
Second down and 6 as we start the second quarter. Mount Zion leading 7-0. 30 penalty yards, a blocked field goal, and a 40-yard fumble return for a touchdown. That's the mistakes Oconee County's been trying to overcome. And they pitch it back to Browning. Got knocked down around the 40. He needed 6, and he got 2 or 2.5. Mount Zion leading on a 40-yard fumble return that popped out of a ball carrier's hand as he came to the right corner.
There he's the workhorse tonight for him. He had 77 yards a few minutes ago, so he's probably up around 85 or so right now. Maybe even more than that, maybe up to 90. I don't have that stat, but they're going to give it to him a lot. I think Willoughby's injury, even though he's got over 1,000 yards this year and averaging almost 8 a carry, they're a little bit worried about giving him too much to him.
Bo Silva is now the quarterback and got in trouble and got sacked. He had trouble with the exchange. Oconee just changed the quarterback and put Bo Silva in for Clayton Matthews. Had trouble with the exchange as George Wilkerson, big defensive lineman, forced that play up the middle. And they lost yardage back to the 36. And Oconee County now is in a kicking situation.
Well, they were trying to trap or something in the middle there. Just a exchange between Bo Silva and the center. I think it's Julius Hooper. And the change made because of the bad hand of Matthews.
Matthews punting. High kick angling right. And it comes back in around the 35, 37 or so. Not a lot of mileage off the punt. Matthews may be having trouble with that bad hand, Jeff, and maybe that's why Silva came in on the play.
Yeah, it's got to. That might have had an effect. Remember, we saw that first drive where they took it down inside the 20, and there was where he turned around. Maybe he didn't get the exchange very cleanly, and I'm sure that it's very difficult when you have a dislocated finger like that. It's in a split.
Pender ran that fullback up in the middle, McNair, and didn't get a lot. Oconee County jammed it up in there.
Their defense is keeping them right in there, trying to run a little full block up the middle. And David Seawright, number 55, he doesn't want any part of it, so there's nothing between the tackles. JT Cape, their leading tackler, 6 for loss, 5 for sacks. Number 45, he's another outstanding player for them.
2nd and 9 and a big hole at left tackle. Ronnie Holloway. He burst up there and got about 7, close to 7. They'll put it down on the 46-yard line. It's 3rd down, 2.5.
Running behind Johnny Dennis, number 77, their left tackle, the senior, 6'3", 300. And the guard inside, Matt Brown. Nice little hole they opened up that time as Willie Johnson got sucked down inside to find right defensive end for Oconee.
Pender, the quarterback, brings the right wing around, and Oconee stuffs him on the far side. He lost a yard or more. Chris Kirk trying to swing wide. Lost a couple of yards back to the 45. Mount Zion leading early second quarter, 7-0, but they've got themselves in a kicking situation.
Two offenses struggling, trying to find themselves a little against 2 outstanding defenses, and that's what made these teams 14-0. The fact that they had a unit to pick them up when one element of their game wasn't there tonight.
Tuller, the punt. Pretty good kick, drops straight down around the 25. No return, well covered. And the ball will be put in play and set down on the 26-yard line. Mount Zion leading 7-0 with a sudden defensive touchdown late in the first quarter. And Matthews will go back in at quarterback, by the way.
Look at that rushing, Larry. Mount Zion last week, 146 rushing tonight, 18.
But they have the 7 points. Oconee County up to the line. Matthews underneath. Quick handoff. Went right to the hole up to about the 33. Jerry Willoughby. They didn't run him straight that time. They slanted him toward left tackle. Ball up on the 33 and a half, 2nd down. In the early minutes of the game, Oconee County drove that thing all the way down near the other guy's 20. Five-man front for Mount Zion. Browning in motion. And the fumble going in the line. A couple of markers dropped from the officials right away in the vicinity of the 35. Tony Taylor trying to come back in there.
They never got the exchange. He dropped it right at as Willoughby was getting the ball. He started to fumble it there. And then Phillips, if you can see him on the ground, just came over and leveled Ronnie Holloway. Phillips can do that. 6'7", 295, already committed to Georgia Tech.
3rd down, a yard and a half. Matthews Gives it to Tony Taylor straight ahead. It'll be close, but I don't know if they have the first down or not. They needed to get awfully close to the 37 to make it. They're trailing 7-0.
I don't think they have it. I think it's short. He's going to measure.
Chain gang coming out. The ball is across the 36, but it is not up by the 37. Let's see how close it's going to be. Ooh. An inch. Going to be an inch shy. Dennis Stumler down below.
Offensive line coach for Oconee County, Greg Slattery, was imploring his fellas on the sidelines to stay with your blocks a little bit longer. Another question mark is that Clayton Matthews. That hand seems to be bothering him just a little bit. That's why they're having some troubles in the exchange.
Fourth down and a couple of inches. Oconee County wants to go for it on their 36.5-yard line. Bo Silva on a sneak for a first down out to the 39. He kind of slipped outside with that sneak.
Well, it's a nice call. They came with Claiborne Green. I don't know Claiborne's weight, but Claiborne is twice as wide as I am. They put him at right guard, went unbalanced right, power right, and I think the shift from Mount Zion shift a little bit that way. Nice call by Oconee as a comeback with the quarterback sneak left.
Matthews back in at quarterback. Ball is just across the 38. Browning in motion. They give it to Browning again with blocking to the right. Browning wide. Got about 5. Tony Taylor, another running back, was leading him with the block. 7-0. Mount Zion of Jonesboro leading in the fight for the AAA State High School Championship. The other 3 divisions will be settled tomorrow night in 3 different cities.
Nothing up the middle, nothing between the tackles hardly for either one of these teams. It's all wide. Tyson Browning is going to earn his yards tonight because he's running a long way before he gets a chance to turn upfield.
Oconee County on their own 43.5 or so. Mahaffey coming wide. He had been in motion trying to cut in. He got to the corner, going to get a first down and take it down to Mount Zion's 46. Curtis Mahaffey. Even though he stopped to try and pick his way a little bit, he still had enough to get that first down.
Yeah, Tyson Browning can't hold his block on Chris Kirk, but Chris Kirk can't make the tackle, and neither can James Hatfield. James Hatfield coming inside out from the defensive tackle spot. What a nice job by Curtis Mahaffey. He averaged better than 6.5 a carry during the season, only had 57 carries, my favorite number.
Mount Zion leads 7-0. Oconee County trying to drive. 5.5 minutes left in the half. Matthews to the fullback, straight ahead, and he ran right into the safety man inside the 35, Jerry Willett. It's a good thing the safety was there. Note, he ran right up his chest. Watch, he almost breaks this thing. Look here.
So real nice cross blocking in there. Nice block by the right guard, Brandon Gibson, on James Hatfield. They're pulling the left guard around Lauren Minner, the center blocking back, and a little bit of a short trap. And that's what they do. They lull you to sleep, running wide right, wide left, and then they come back and hit you up the gut with that quick hitter.
Oconee County trailing 7-0. This is their second drive of the night. Browning in motion. They run Browning again, and a man who was down grabbed him and pulled him. Chris Kirk, the linebacker, who would actually hit the turf, grabbed him as he went by.
Chris Kirk against Maris, 8 tackles, 1 assist, been very active tonight. Missed a couple of tackles, but he's in on a lot of plays, and that time he's undercut by that big tackle, Jeremy Phillips, pulling out around. Look at Chris Kirk dive underneath him and come back, make the tackle. That's an excellent play by Chris Kirk.
2nd and 12. Oconee County in blue, Mount Zion in white. Matthews underneath. Looks and throws a long pattern. Incomplete down the left side for Allen Harrison. Only had 1 receiver, and went that way.
Well, that's where the problem comes, when they have to rely. When you can force either one of these teams to pass, you've won defensively, because they're successful passing when they don't have to. This ball well overthrown. Nice coverage. I think it was John Bugg was running step for step with Harrison, and good coverage. And he was the only one who could make Bugg, the defensive player, was the only one who might have been able to make an interception.
3rd and 12, Oconee on Mount Zion's 35. Browning in motion. And they ran at the tackle and didn't get much. Willoughby, very little. Half a yard or so. Only 4 minutes left in the half.
Well, both these teams running this offense, I think it's a little bit of advantage to the defensive coordinators coming into the game. They've seen about everything that you can do out of the wing T offense, and there are obviously some tendencies. 0 for 5 so far tonight. Oconee County on 3rd down. Well, Mount Zion hasn't converted on a 3rd yet either.
4th down, 11, and they're going to go for it out on the other guy's 35. Getting a little late in the half. Fake, it comes left. Fires, it is complete. They're going to have a very big first down around the 16-yard line. J.T. Cape.
This is a nice job. Cape on the far side of the field is going to run a crossing pattern. And that's why when you pull your quarterback or bootleg him to the left with the guard out in front, Gibson, it buys a lot of time for Cape to come across. Cape, 6'3", 220, is an excellent linebacker that colleges are looking at, but he's also caught 6 passes this year for a 17-yard average.
Oconee down in the 16-yard line. They run a man in motion, hand to Browning inside, and Browning found some room to run, and the white shirts grabbed him around the 10. They started it on about the 16. There's only 2:55 to go in the half.
Well, there was a block that time. Lauren Minner, the left guard, did a nice job of getting to the linebacker, John Huber. Well, here, we're going to see it right now. Sort of a delayed play. Took a little time to develop. There you see Minner was able to get in, at least shield off Huber where he couldn't make that tackle. He was assigned to that gap.
Oconee County's 2nd down, a short 4 on the 10-yard line. Straight ahead, drive, and a touchdown, Jerry Willoughby. 10 yards straight ahead. They've been running that short, chunky fullback straight ahead most of this first half. Note, this time he really had room.
You can see the big elbow brace on his elbow. They weren't sure how he'd been able to handle the ball. He is stocky, 5'9", 190, and he averaged almost 8 yards a carry this year, but that was a nice job of breaking tackles. He broke Chris Kurt's tackle. Hostler, the linebacker, wasn't able to bring him down. He got into that second level very quickly.
Matthews to try the extra point to try and tie it up. And the kick is up. The kick is good, and we're all tied up. Mount Zion and Oconee County are tied 7-7. Late in the first half, 2:20 to go.
There's the replay. Nice block on the point of attack. See, Kirk missed the block, and I did not catch who blocked Hostetler, who calls the signals for Mount Zion. There it is. 78 with a nice job at the point of attack. And there's Jerry Willoughby dancing his way into the end zone. 3:16 into the end zone.
7-7 tie.
Oh, had to overcome a big 4th down. Big 4th down pass, too.
Yeah.
And they were unable to overcome those holding penalties and the blocked field goal and then the fumble early on in the game. But that drive, they were able to overcome that big 4th and 13, I think it was, they needed.
Mount Zion waiting to receive. Matthews to kick off. Jeffers and McNair are deep for Mount Zion. Kick is high and deep. Down to about the 5. Rowan Jeffers got knocked down back on the 10 of the 11. 7-7 tie in the AAA State High School Championship. scoring drive, 12 plays, 74 yards, took 6 minutes. Tony Taylor was a guy on the tackle for Oconee County as they covered the kickoff well. The kick was very high. Mount Zion on their own 11 late in the half. Pender underneath, brings the wing in motion. Hands to one of the backs, goes inside and doesn't get much. Rowan Jeffers trying to cross over at left guard or tackle for maybe 2. And we've got a couple minutes to go in a half.
Well, Coach Jackie Green and his staff, they got to come up with something else. They've got to have something to get outside a little bit, Larry.
Tie ball game. Mount Zion's defense got their touchdown. Plus, they blocked the field goal early. And Oconee County has had 2 drives now. The first one got stopped dead after it had really moved. The second one went all the way. I wonder how many people are here tonight. This place is really chained up. 3 drives. Mount Zion, no first downs. They got 3 and outs. Yet they led 7-0 for almost a whole quarter.
Yeah, but you can't keep your defense out there. You got to at least capture a field position a little bit.
Mount Zion has 3 300-pounders in their offensive line. Their own Pender underneath. Handoff. Blocking broke down. He got up to about the 14. Jeffers following a couple blockers. Coming out to the right side. 1:55.
See, somebody want a timeout.
Oconee County just tied Mount Zion a couple of minutes ago. They want the ball back with 1:55. Mount Zion will have 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, they wanted to save themselves a little bit of time. They're down to 1 timeout now. Talking about Oconee. But it gives you a good chance. You can go after the punt or play for the field position and see if you got enough to get wide and get outside. And it looked like they had their offense in gear on that last drive because they were hitting them outside and they also had the inside play with Willoughby.
Tomorrow night at Lincoln County, the Class A will be decided. At Cartersville will be the AA. Down in Valdosta, Lowndes and Brunswick in the 4A, and GPTV will have the camera crews down there. 3rd and 7. Pender sprinting left, looking, throwing. The receiver came back, couldn't hang on. Travis Nichols turned and came back. 1:50 left in a half. Mount Zion is backed up inside of their own 15.
Pender on the year, 56%. Only threw 62 times, though. So he's going to throw the ball maybe 5 times a game. 5 TDs, 3 interceptions. And you can see there's not a lot of timing on that last pattern.
Oconee County has loaded the line with 10 men. Snap and got off a low end over end kick to his left, but it's bouncing and rolling. Picked up around the 40 by Tony Taylor, and they smother him around the 34. Clock says 100 seconds are left in the half. It's 140.
Helped them a little bit with the incomplete pass, too. They're allowed to save their last time out for their offense. That's a nice job by Mount Zion of getting the ball out of there.
Oconee County on Mount Zion's 34. Very late in the half. The wing tee now looking like a double wing. Pitches it. The receiver fell down. Incomplete. Alan Harrison, he's a big, tall kid, too, but he fell before the ball ever got there. The clock is 1:37 now.
Well, James Hatfield, who is their best pass rusher with 11 sacks this year, he flashes inside, and I think that's why. Is that Silva in there or Matthews?
No, that was Matthews.
Matthews is in there. That's why you see Matthews trying to get rid of it a little quick to avoid a sack maybe, and he threw that ball before the receiver made his break.
7-7. Matthews is 3 for 5, 21 yards tonight as far as passing is concerned. Runs Browning in motion, fakes to him and comes to the left. Fires. Hit a big receiver down to the 31. J.T. Cape. It's the second one he's caught tonight. A little short pass out on the left side.
Well, he goes short here, but Tony Taylor's deep down the field, deep down the left side. He goes short, and Fear, obviously, is a good pass receiver, caught the big fourth down. But if you look down the field, Tony Taylor was wide open, maybe behind the secondary for a touchdown.
Third down 8. Matthews sprinting to the right. Fires incomplete. 60 seconds left. Intended for Tony Taylor.
And there's Hatfield again chasing Matthews.
Fourth down, about 7.5.
Did we talk about Clayton Matthews? He's the son of Mickey Matthews, who coached over University of Georgia. And took that head job at James Madison. Did a nice job, Coach Matthews, up there. I think they were 8-3 from the 3-8 year last year. That mentioned for some Coach of the Year poll.
Fourth down, Matthews back, looks across the line, incomplete. A crossing pattern and missed it. Intended for Browning, his fine running back.
Too high. Kirk was sitting right there too. Kirk was sitting there waiting for Browning to make that crossing pattern. Got a lot of time, not a lot of pressure. Ball's a little bit too high though, and I think Kirk was coming up, was been in great position, as was number 2, Cameron Essex.
1, 2, 3.
Mount Zion with 56 seconds. They've got the ball. They are inside their own 35. Pender flagged down on the play. Chris Kirk had come in motion. He had handed off to him, going left to right, but the flags were flying. Clock is at 53.5 seconds. 7-7 tie.
Hey, one thing you notice is the quickness
on the offense
of Mount Zion. Might have the 300-pounders in
the offensive line.
In the offensive line, all and Kennedy the center and Dennis and all the 2 tackles. But the quickness of that front 4, Chip Moore, 26, David Seawright, 55, and the 2 ends, Willie Johnson and Bo Braswell. They got a lot of quicks, and they're all over that field.
After the penalty, Mount Zion's 1st and 15. Pender sprinting left, being chased behind the line, and he got caught. Circled wide back left and took a deep loss all the way back in the vicinity of the 15. J.T. Cape, I believe.
It was. He's got 5 sacks already this year, coming from the inside linebacker spot, or the outside linebacker spot, excuse me. Been putting a lot of pressure on Tyrone Pender. 9 tackles versus Cairo last week, the syrup makers.
7-7 tie and the clock running down. Mount Zion up to the ball, and they slide out to the right side.
Who's the golden toe from Cairo?
McNair on a quick hitter up the middle.
Who is the golden toe from Cairo? Bobby Walden. Bobby Walden, that's it.
And the half ends. Oconee County and Mount Zion are tied 7-7 at the end of the first half. After a while, we'll check some stats just to see what they look like, and they probably won't be very impressive. But just the same, Mount Zion had 7 points for a while, note, and hardly had a yard, but they still had 7 points.
Well, and that's why stats don't really mean much unless you're doing something with them converting at the end, because certainly Oconee County had its offense going throughout the first half, but it was still only come up with 7 points.
Go down to Dennis Stumler.
Thanks, Larry. Coach Jackie Green, any surprises at this 7-7 half?
Yeah, a lot of surprise. We hadn't run anything. We can't move the ball right now. Defense is playing outstanding, but they're on the field too much. We've got to work out something where we can try to get our offense clicking. But we're fortunate right now. It's 7-7, and we're a second half ball club. So you know, we scored 10 last week to win it, so hopefully we can do the same thing this week.
You got the one big score on the turnover. That was a big turning point there, wasn't it, for you?
Oh, yeah. Our defense is playing outstanding. Just that fourth down play bothers, but, hey, you know, I'll take this right now.
Okay. Coach Jackie Green at halftime here at 7-7 AAA Championship. Back upstairs to Larry Munson.
Larry Munson and Jeff Van Oat were tied at the halftime. This is a 3A state high school championship played in Watkinsville, and we'll be back for the second half.
You're watching member-supported GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia.
Funding for the broadcast of the Georgia High School Association Championships is provided by
and by IBEW Local 613 and the Atlanta Electrical Joint Apprenticeship Training Center, creating careers for young adults for over 50 years. Local 613 members salute the accomplishments of all students.
What a way to start the day. The economy's up. Taxes are down. My horoscope? Tall, dark, and handsome.
Hello.
Build here, Chief. Can you say bonus? Can you say convertible?
The Atlanta Journal-Constitution. You'll know when you read the paper.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Man's attempt to create a permanent outpost in space is happening. The design and mission planning of the space station has to take into account one crucial fact. The human element is not expendable. Space Station, the next step.
Tuesday at 8 on GPTV.
A new weapon in the fight against a killer.
Most people believe that if you get a mechanical heart, it's just delaying the inevitable, and it's not.
When the body fails, can machines take over? Electric Heart, next time on Nova.
Tuesday at 9 on GPTV.
You're watching the Georgia High School Association Football Championships on GPTV.
And welcome back to Watkinsville for the AAA Championship. As you see, we are tied at half between Mount Zion and Oconee County at 7 apiece. And now the halftime festivities are underway. Here is the Mount Zion Marching Band.
at 7-7. I'm with the principal from Mount Zion, Grady Kilman, and Grady was just saying just what the coach said. You're a second-half teamer. Is that what you're anticipating?
Oh, we sure hope so. We've been a second-half team all year, and the way the game's gone so far, we need to be. Our offense hasn't really moved the ball at all. I think we have less than 30 yards rushing, and that's our game. And Oconee County's been able to move the ball on us, so we've got to be able to control the clock a little bit to have a chance.
What has this meant to your young school?
Oh, it's meant everything. This is only the 11th year of the school. To have the opportunity to come with an undefeated team and play for the state championship, everyone's excited. It's obviously something that's great for the young kids, and hopefully they're going to respond in a positive way.
We've talked about the enthusiasm at the school, dyeing the hair and everything like that. What was the feeling today as you prepared for this championship?
Oh, it was electric. The kids were excited. The players were excited. The coaches were excited. And, of course, we've had a tough week this week with Coach Green in the hospital last night. And there was some question whether he'd even be able to come. Coach Green was never a question in his mind. He was going to be here. But we've been really excited about it.
Grady Kilman from Mount Zion High School, thank you so much for your time. We'll be back with more halftime festivities right now. Let's go to Jim Ginocchio.
All right, thanks, Dennis. I just want to mention this note. We've had a number of calls from the band parents, the band members, the band directors about our coverage of the band during halftime of all of our semifinal and championship games. We appreciate you guys calling and letting us know how much you enjoy it. And because of that, we'll have more halftime festivities with band coverage coming up right here on GPTV.
You're watching member-supported GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia.
Funding for the broadcast of the Georgia High School Association Championships is provided by
integrity, innovation, accountability, community commitment. We are your Touchstone Energy Cooperatives of Georgia, proud sponsor of high school sports on GPTV and the Georgia High School Association.
South Trust Bank. With over 120 locations in Georgia, South Trust offers a wide variety of financial services for all of your banking needs. At South Trust, you're not just another customer, and we're not just another bank.
Do you take sugar gas, Guy?
Oh, yes, please. It's a really nice stove. You know, natural gas is an amazing thing. You just turn that knob and out comes the gas.
Uh-huh.
A reliable gas company is essential, Ashley. Anything less would jeopardize your reputation as a hostess. Your guests would think faux pas. They wouldn't say it, but they'd think it.
If Georgia Natural Gas is your choice, mention GPTV and we'll donate $10 to Georgia Public Television. Georgia Natural Gas, a sister company of Atlanta Gaslight.
Hello, I'm Michael Evans. On behalf of your Burger King franchisees across Georgia, I'd like to congratulate the student athletes involved with these championships. Burger King is proud of our partnership with GPTV and our commitment to providing over 6 million tickets to the GHSA and 295 of its member schools.
Each week, millions of Georgians depend on Georgia Public Broadcasting for in-depth news coverage, enriching entertainment, and effective classroom support. Using current and emerging technology, Georgia Public Broadcasting delivers outstanding programs that promote learning in our classrooms, in your home, at the work site, and even in your car. Georgia Public Broadcasting, a wonderful resource for Georgia's future, today, tomorrow, and through the new millennium.
You're watching the Georgia High School Association Football Championships on GPTV.
And welcome back to Watkinsville. Halftime, Oconee County and the Bulldogs of Mount Zion tied at 7 apiece. More of the halftime festivities and the Oconee County Warrior Marching Band.
principal from Oconee High School, our host this week, Sam Mara. Sam, thanks a lot for having GPTV here. This is really quite a night for you and your school.
Oh, this is exciting. We just love having you here. Our student body has been excited all week. Our community is on fire. It's just a great night.
What did your school do special this week for this state championship game?
Well, our teachers decorated the halls. Our students have been just promoting school spirit all week. We had a mini pep rally in the halls during third and fourth period. We tried to get spirit up. The kids have just been great. This has been a great week.
Tell me the truth, in your estimation, how many people are here tonight? We've heard all kinds of reports, 5,600, upwards to maybe 9,000?
Probably. I think maybe 8, maybe 9. There's a lot of folks here. It's hard to tell.
Second half is going to be key. What's your prediction from your standpoint? 7-7 at halftime. It's been a great first half, has it not?
Oh, it's been a great first half. We just made a few mistakes. I'm hoping we'll stop that and go on and do well in the second half.
Mr. Mara, thanks again for your hospitality. We're at halftime of the AAA championship game. Now let's return to Jim Ginocchio.
All right, Dennis, thanks very much. The halftime festivities roll on from Watkinsville after we return these messages from GPTV.
You're watching member-supported GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia.
Funding for the broadcast of the Georgia High School Association Championships is provided by
Integrity, innovation, accountability, community commitment. We are your Touchstone Energy Cooperatives of Georgia, proud sponsor of high school sports on GPTV and the Georgia High School Association.
South Trust Bank. With over 120 locations in Georgia, South Trust offers a wide variety of financial services for all of your banking needs. At South Trust, you're not just another customer, and we're not just another bank.
And by IBEW Local 613 and the Atlanta Electrical Joint Apprenticeship Training Center, creating careers for young adults for over 50 years. Local 613 members salute the accomplishments of all students.
Celebrate the Christmas season with America's most beloved choral conductor. Robert Shaw leads the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra and the Atlanta Symphony Chorus in a holiday concert for the entire family. Don't miss Atlanta Symphony, Christmas with Robert Shaw.
Monday at 9 on GPTV.
I'm Chris Jussel, inviting you to the Antiques Roadshow. It's an extraordinarily rare piece.
It's a wonder I didn't put it out for a garage sale.
So how much would you think an ugly teapot of a snake might be worth?
That's the Antiques Roadshow this week from Phoenix, Arizona.
Monday at 8 on GPTV.
Lessons are being learned from unlikely teachers.
They'll let you know it's okay and that you're going to pull through.
They taught me how to get on with living.
Stories of animals that touch, heal, and transform our lives. Next time on Nature.
Sunday at 8 on GPTV.
You're watching the Georgia High School Association Football Championships on GPTV.
And welcome back to Watkinsville. Halftime, Mount Zion and Oconee County tied at 7. Let's go downstairs to Dennis Dumler. Dennis?
Thanks, Jim. We're with the head coach of Oconee County, Jeff Herron. Jeff, you've got just 7 points to show for a lot of ball movement up and down the field.
Well, we've moved the ball well, but we hadn't put it in the end zone, and that's a concern. You know, it's one of these games where you keep letting somebody hang around, and then it comes back to bite you. So, you know, we told them at halftime they were playing well. We just got to convert our scoring opportunities.
How about Matthews at quarterback? Is he going to stay in there? Did he have any problems with the hand?
Yeah, we had a couple. You know, had a couple of fumbles there, but he's playing really well under the circumstances. And, you know, we're going to keep rotating him a little bit, but majority of the snaps he'll get.
Best of luck, Coach. Thanks for your time. Jeff Herron from Oconee County. We're at halftime. Let's continue on with Jim Ginocchio.
All right, thank you very much, Dennis Demler, and some important important points from the coach. That's easy for me to say. What's your take on the second half here?
Well, it's really going to depend on what Mount Zion does. They've got to do two things in the second half. Number one, they've got to generate some first downs. They've got to move the football, get their defense off the field, and then their defense has got to tackle better.
Right. Okay, here's your first half highlights, folks, for you at home. First of all, it was Browning. Now, watch the way Tyson Browning carries the ball, Coach.
He's got it away from his body a little bit. It popped up right in the chest, and the kid runs it all the way down, puts it in the end zone.
That's Tony Mitchell, 40 yards and a touchdown, and Mount Zion had the early lead at the end of one quarter. 4th and 11. They already converted on a 4th and 1, now 4th and 11.
Running the waggle pass, tight end's in the seam, and he hits Cape for the big first down.
And then, of course, Jerry Willoughby gets the call from 10 yards out.
And he breaks 2 tackles and gets in the end zone. Great balance.
12 plays, 74 yards. They ate up 6.5 minutes the clock on that drive.
Jim, two big things. 2 4th down conversions on that drive. Yeah, the stats speak for themselves. 140 to 10 yards rushing. No first downs for Mount Zion, and 9, I think it is, for Oconee County.
And a key number in time of possession, too. So 16 minutes to
twice as amount of time.
Right. Okay, so it should be quite an interesting second half. And then points off the turnovers at point is key to the game, too.
Oh, big-time keys.
All right, so we're expecting a big second half here. And who better to throw it to than the 2 guys upstairs? Larry Munson, Jeff Van Note. Guys?
All right, and upstairs we look at these stats. Oconee with 164 yards net rushing and passing. Mount Zion has a total of only 10. Larry Munson and Jeff Van Note. And our spotter from the University of Georgia Athletic Association, Dick Payne. A cold night, but clear, good night at Oconee County as we wait for the second half kickoff. 7-7 tie.
Larry, you're not getting any offense. You got to create a little something for your offense sometimes, whether it's special teams or your defense. They do have that defensive score, but a blocked field goal also. So yeah. I look for Mount Zion to try to capitalize a little bit that way, more so in the second half, and maybe jumpstart their offense with field position.
Oconee will line up the kickoff. They had the ball exactly twice as long as Mount Zion had in the first half. Plus, Oconee had 9 first downs, and Mount Zion did not have a single first down. Strange half from the standpoint of the stats. Oconee will kick off. Jeffers and McNair will be the deep men for Mount Zion. Mount Zion in white, Oconee in blue. 2 quarters left to decide the 3A championship in the state of Georgia. Kick is high and deep. All the way back with his momentum to the 6-yard line. In trouble and going to go down shy of the 15. Rowan Jeffers.
There's no timing at all on that kickoff return. It's a great kickoff because he does get it very, very high. But, you know, there's the wedge isn't moving, and Jeffers is sort of almost running into the back of the wedge.
Tyson Browning to the left for 27 yards, the middle for 42, and to the right for 31. He's got 100 yards at the half. But Mount Zion now has got the ball. Pinder underneath. Quick handoff, couldn't get him outside. Jeffers trying to slant to the left, couldn't get him out. These 2 teams, note, they're putting a lot of defense on each other.
That they are. And that's the way you have to do. You slow the rushing attack down and force them to sort of one-dimensionalize the football team, make them throw. It's not what either one of these teams wants to do. But tonight, Oconee has been more successful with the passing. I think at one time, Clayton Matthews was 3 out of 5.
Pender, second down, 9.5. Good drive inside the right tackle for about 6 yards or so by McNair. The start of this ball game, there were 2 running backs on each team that had over 1,000 yards. They really run that football. 7-7 tie early in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down, 4.5. Mount Zion up over the ball. Big Eldon Kennedy, who weighs more than 300. In motion, they can't move it enough. McNair. Going to be shy about 2.5 yards for the first down.
Will McNair has got, as you said, he's got 1,500 and something yards. He has not been able to get on track tonight because that up front four, Braswell, Seawright, Moore, and Willie Johnson are doing a good job of not allowing that offensive line to come off the ball and get to the second level, get to the linebackers. Blake Beavers is all over it.
Tuller kicks low and well covered. The kick was low. It's a good thing they covered it well. Tony Taylor was knocked down almost immediately. But Oconee County will have very good field position. They'll be on Mount Zion's 45.
Well, they started a little bit in that second half. They got that inside game going. The outside, they were afraid of Browning wide, and they were able to get Willoughby inside. He was the one who scored their touchdown.
Take it down there and score,
34 rushes last week and 6 pass. Browning, one man who was partially down, spun him back. Grabbed by either Wilkerson or Hatfield over on the far side.
I think that was Wilkerson. And that's a nice play by George Wilkerson. That's the counter as Browning's coming back, trying to get all the motion going away to Mayberry and Willoughby and the quarterback Matthews, and they try to bring him back underneath. And Wilkerson is right where he should be.
Oconee County in blue coming up to the line. Second down. A long 7. The wing T with a man in motion. Browning needs a block. One man came off the block and got him. Chris Kirk, that linebacker who had a blocker with contact on him but still made the play.
There's Lauren Minton, a big guard pulling out, and he's the one who's assigned to Chris Kirk. Got his hand on his back here a little bit, Chris Kirk, and you heard Coach Sambar from Dublin's talking to Jim at the halftime. Better tackling. Chris Kirk missed a couple tackles in that first half. He's a key man to turn everything inside, to take those guards on and keep it back inside. Nice job.
3rd and 9, Oconee County on the Mount Zion 44. Matthews spinning wide right. He may have got to the first down marker before he went out. Awfully close. Clayton Matthews. Good run. Yeah, big Hatfield, number 53 of Mount Zion, almost had him way back.
Well, they pull all the guards. They pull the guards like that. And Hatfield, he's just blowing off the ball. The guards are getting out of there, so is Hatfield, right behind Lauren Minton. And there barely gets away from him. There's a good feel by Matthews. He feels the rush behind. He keeps running. Puts a great move on Kirk to get outside and get to the stick.
Got a first down by about a foot. They are on the Mount Zion 35, or just barely inside of it. Matthews run that fullback at the tackle. It goes down the sideline and broke loose and got yanked down inside the 10. Willoughby, who went over to the right sideline and suddenly pulled those legs free. Be interesting to see a replay on that. Where did he step out?
Well, this is all Willoughby. I mean, this is a nice job. He stiff arms Witherspoon. He runs out of the tackle down on the sideline. That was John Bugg who had a chance at him. He was grabbing his jersey. At least 2 or 3 missed tackles.
Tony Mitchell was the one who saved the touchdown. Oconee County knocking on the door. 7-7 tie. And they go to Browning, who's trying to spin loose and gets knocked down, but he got the ball to about the 6. Got about 4 yards. Tyson Browning.
There's Minton Minner and Brandon Gibson, 2 guards, pulling all night long. These 2 guys really have to be able to run in this offense, and they got to be able to run left and right. Got to be able to pull both ways. And I'll tell you, Oconee County does a nice job of running this offense. Their guards got to be in great shape.
That's kind of a slot over on the right. Now they move that man in motion and go to him. Mahaffey going to be forced for a deep loss. That's a key defensive play from Mount Zion. He came out wide and trying to get over to his left and couldn't. This is a large play. Here comes Mahaffey.
Mahaffey trying to get wide, as you said, and this time it's not going to happen because Cameron Esses is right there, as Kirk has been now, and they're starting to play that wide play a little bit better. With more success, though, for Oconee inside.
Holloway and Essex on that stop to force him all the way back to the 14. Third down. 14 or 13 and a half for a first down. Matthews going to throw. Caught out of bounds. Down in the corner. They almost scored down in that left corner, Note.
That's a nice throw. Matthews rolling to his left. Got to throw it across his body. Throws a high pass to where only his man can catch it. Down deep in the end zone. I'm trying to catch the number. Was that Tillman? No, it was number 3, Scott Pearson. And that's a nice job by Scott Pearson. Now they're saying, well, he should have come down in bounds. I really don't know that high school rule. He was knocked out, and I don't know if he could have gotten down in bounds as you can in the pros. I doubt it very seriously.
Matthews going to try a field goal from the 21. Mount Zion loads the line, and the kick is up. Kick is good, and they got 3 points. Matthews stuck a field goal in there, and suddenly we're 10-7 with 6:37 to go here in this third quarter.
How about Matthews? That's some player. I mean, a guy kicks field goals for you. He kicked one last week. He punts, and he runs and throws at the quarterback position. I think I started to say earlier, the son of Mickey Matthews, who was head coach at James Madison, but a nice-looking football player who's remained here as his father has moved around and now trying to finish up. He's only a junior, though, this year, I think. Clayton Matthews. Yeah, got another year.
Matthews will kick off for Oconee County, and they lead 10-7. Willoughby's fine run on the far side of the field got them down there. Matthews almost got him a touchdown throwing on the goal line and then came back and kicked the field goal. Ball picked up around the 15. And they won't let him move much. Got to about the 19 and a half. Rowan Jeffers picked it up. But there was too many people around him. Mount Zion trailing 10-7.
7 plays, 30 yards. Matthews a 31-yard field goal, and as you just said, the key play by Jerry Willoughby.
Yeah, Willoughby really had a run because he should have been down long ago on that run. One wide out. They try to bang it in at right tackle. Ronnie Holloway, I believe.
There's nothing there. Willie Johnson, the big defensive end.
Well, maybe a yard.
6'4", 235. School's looking at him, I'm sure.
Got almost 2 yards, second down. They're outside of their own 20. Try to go at right tackle and can't get anything. Holloway. Oh, these two football teams run that football, don't they? They run it and run it.
Yeah, but Mount Zion's not running it very well. That's their problem. They're running right at Willie Johnson that time. And I think it was the right guard, David Canuck. Willie Johnson just grabbed him and just threw him down.
Mount Zion of Jonesboro trailing by a field goal in the third quarter, 10-7. Slot left. Pinder stops, fires. Receiver came back. Travis Nichols was the man trying to come back from that ball. And they got a big fourth down coming.
But the third or fourth time that they have run that pass tonight without success. We roll into the wide side of the field. They're trying to bring the receiver to the sticks, past the sticks, and bring him back to the sticks and let the ball there for a first down. But they just haven't timed up. The pass has been short every time.
5:09 to go in the third quarter. Phil Tuller will be kicking from Mount Zion. Their offense did not move. The kick bouncing, uncovered by the receiving team on the 50-yard line. Note, they thought they were going to go for it. They were convinced they were going to go for it.
Well, they're sure playing it safe. And in order to get a block punt, you've got to back them up a little bit. You know, they're operating in the middle of the field, and they're liable to go for it on fourth down when you're operating on the plus side of the 50 or in the middle of the field. So it's a big pressure on Mount Zion's defense to do something right here.
Oconee County in blue, Mount Zion in white. AAA state high school championships in the state of Georgia. We are in Watkinsville, Georgia, at Oconee County High School. Mount Zion has 19 yards net. Oconee County has 196 net.
I got it.
Oconee County up to the ball. Matthews got, in effect, a double wing. He acts like he's changing something. Brings a man in motion, gives it to Mahaffey, who needs a block. He's in trouble on the corner, and he got a half a yard. Defensive right tackle may have penetrated and forced him to kind of step back a little as he came swinging.
Well, it's a nice job by Cameron Essex. He does a good job of containing. They're trying to block him with the wide receiver, Scott Pearson, who is in a tight formation that time, and Cameron Essex is upfield, forcing it back underneath him.
Second down, roughly 9.5. They're almost looking at a six-man line. Mahaffey in motion. Willoughby with those legs of his. He got about 4, maybe. I don't know how many yards he's got, but he gets them in the very tough places. And his 25-yard run set up a field goal some minutes ago. 10-7, Oconee leading.
He's a great complement to the outside speed of Browning. I mean, at 5'9", 190, pretty stocky, as you said earlier in the game. Good speed.
3:50 to go. 59 yards, 10 carries. That's almost 6 yards a crack, not quite. Mount Zion in a 5-man front, and Browning wide. Got the first down, I believe, to the 39. Tyson Browning in a wide swing with that good outside speed. Got about 8. He needed about 7.
Well, the wide side of the field, you really got to get upfield and protect. And this time, Cameron Essex, number 2, he's engulfed by Jeremy Phillips. Jeremy Phillips, 6'7", 295, the right tackle. Pulls out there, and he just levels Cameron Essex, and there's a lot of room around that side. A big mismatch in size.
Oconee County up to the line. They slot left. First down on the other guy's 39. Man in motion, and here he comes. Mahaffey. Stopped on about the 37 very hard by John Huber, a middle linebacker. Oconee County is running a lot of plays and getting a lot of yards. The lead is 10-7, and we're getting late in the third quarter.
Real clean tackle, classic form tackle by John Huber. He knifes inside the 2 pulling guards, Lauren Minner and Brandon Gibson.
Second down, Oconee County on Mount Zion's 37.5. Go to that fullback again. Kept pulling his legs. It barely got it across the 35 and needed to get to the 30. Willoughby got 2.5 maybe. 10-7 football game. Just as tough as it looks.
Yeah, they like that little inside trap.
And they tried to strip the ball on him, and he had both hands on it at the time they grabbed it. Third down 5. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Oconee County is 35 yards away from it. And they lead by a field goal. Browning in motion. And there goes Browning. He cuts back. He's going to be very close to a first down on the 30. He started real wide note and then just lunged inside trying to get the 5 yards.
Just looking for a hole. He's got Tony Taylor, Mayberry out in front of him. Here you'll see the replay here where you're seeing Browning with the ball, but out in front of him is two other backs. Just a nice job by Huber, I think, to cut in inside again once, as he did on the other side a minute ago, between the two pulling guards.
This is a very important measurement. First down by 2-3 inches in the front of that football. And they are inside the Mount Zion 30 by the length of the ball. Minute 43 in the third quarter. The team in white is spending a lot of time on defense. They've only had the ball 8 minutes. Oconee County's had it 22 minutes.
Well, I know I'm getting worn down looking at Minter and Gibson pulling, so I can imagine what the Mount Zion guys are chasing those two guys around.
Matthews underneath. First down, Oconee County. The wing in motion, the fullback. Drive at that left tackle. Might have got 5 that time. That was Taylor. He got almost 5. They lead 10-7.
Boy, this is a clock-consuming, grind-em-up type offense. And his precision. 13 first down.
Mount Zion doesn't have a first down yet.
You know, the execution of it by Oconee County is what... They had that one fumble earlier. It was a nice play, though, by Mabry, the defensive end, to come back and knock that ball loose in that first half.
They run a reverse. And Tony Taylor got him a first down close to the 16. Let's see where they mark it. They had a different pair of legs coming in motion, left to right, instead of Browning that time.
Using Taylor in place of Willoughby at times tonight. And he shows that he's got some pretty good moves and speed himself. Running with a lot of power, a lot of authority. Taking more than 1 or 2 guys to bring you down.
They're inside the 15 by about a foot. Bo Silva is the quarterback on this play. And Silva keeps and turns and runs inside. And Silva broke loose and then got knocked down, but he got across the 10, I believe. Mount Zion had a couple of linemen getting up awfully slow.
Oh, they're tired, Larry. They are tired as the quarter is going to end here.
The end of the quarter as Bo Silva came in as the backup quarterback and broke loose up the middle. End of the third quarter, Oconee County leading 10-7.
You're watching member-supported GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia.
Funding for the broadcast of the Georgia High School Association Championships is provided by...
Gas Guy here for Georgia Natural Gas. We invite you to nominate 1 male and 1 female senior to become recipients of the Georgia Natural Gas True Blue Student Athlete Scholarship. Call 404-257-4043 for details. Nominations should be sent to the address on your screen.
South Trust Bank. With over 120 locations in Georgia, South Trust offers a wide variety of financial services for all of your banking needs. At South Trust, you're not just another customer, and we're not just another bank.
Teamwork is required to succeed in school, athletics, work, and life. IBEW Local Union 613 and the National Electrical Contractors Association have been using teamwork for over 50 years to create electrical industry careers for young Georgians through the Atlanta Electrical Joint Apprenticeship Training Center. IBEW Local 613 is proud to support GPTV, high school academics, and athletics. Local 613 salutes all Georgia students and educators.
Years before America's electric cooperatives forged the nationwide alliance Touchstone Energy, neighbors built local systems to power lives and communities. Now Touchstone Energy cooperatives serve homes and businesses across Georgia and are committed to providing state-of-the-art technology to customers large and small. From the one-room schoolhouse to the community and business of tomorrow, trust Touchstone Energy. We are your Touchstone Energy of Georgia cooperatives. The power of human connections.
You're watching member-supported GPTV, your PBS station, serving Atlanta and all of Georgia. GPTV, bringing you the best.
You're watching the Georgia High School Association Football Championships on GPTV.
I hope that's not a bottle of champagne up there under all those balloons. It's moving so slow across the field, and it's only up 40 or 50 feet. Ball on the 8-yard line.
What is that?
I don't know. Bo Silva had come in for that play at quarterback and got the ball down to the 8. They're second down and about 3 for a first down. Oconee County knocking on the door. Mahaffey in motion. Willoughby straight ahead. Close to a first down on the 4-yard line. Oconee County leading 10-7.
Willoughby points over to the sideline, pats his chest like, let me have this one, isn't it? I want it again.
Yeah.
I want this ball. Call my number, coach.
Red, there was a flag down on that play. It's going to come back out to the 13.
Or maybe he meant he moved too early.
Oconee County is on Mount Zion's 13. Second and 8. They lead 10-7. Matthews going to give it to Browning. And Browning's going to get awfully close. Tyson Browning on a play they've run often tonight, coming wide on that handoff off the double wing.
Only a junior. He's got another year. Tyson Browning. You see the two guards, Minter and Gibson. They're out in front. They're looking for people to block. And a missed tackle. You got to come up. Buggs got to come up and take on that guard, and so does number 12, Wise, who calls the secondary coverage. The strong safety, 6'4", 185. They got to come up and force it at the line of scrimmage. They can't lay back.
Power eye. They only need about a foot for a touchdown. And they got it, I believe. Tyson Browning got half his body in there. And it's 16-7. Oconee County's taking a 9-point lead.
Well, this defense is tired. Well, no doubt about it. They had a little bit of a break maybe with when the quarters switched there. David Mabry comes underneath, makes a shoestring or an ankle tackle, but nobody's there. The blocking's clean, and nobody else is there to kind of clean up. Tyson Browning, 1-yard TD run.
Matthews will try the extra point for Oconee County. They set it down and stick it up in there good. Well, it's 17-7 and 11:07 to go. Oconee County's had the ball almost all night as you look at the replay for the score.
Well, pull in Gibson, who's going to block on Wilkerson. I said Mabry. It is Wilkerson. Look at the eyes of Matthews right there. Intense before he gives a snap. It's a nice try by Wilkerson. The trap is a little late getting there, but he's just able to lean in.
10 plays, 50 yards. No, took 8:54.
3 for 3 in the red zone tonight. When they get it down there, they do something with it. Although I think it's maybe 3 for 4. I thought they were inside the 20 the very first series, and they had that blocked field goal. So it's maybe 3 for 4 tonight. Although I know the GPTV stat men are on top of this, and my memory has been dulled by too many kicks in the head.
Well, you got that right.
Tying shoestrings together down there with that low blocking. Low man always wins, Bunch. Remember that.
They used to teach us to tackle low. You remember that?
Right.
Now they'd be gone. Matthews kicks off. Short kick and an up back. Took it around the 20. That was Lee Hatfield. Big tight end. Caught that ball and got it up right around the 30. Mount Zion's got the ball. Their offense should not be tired.
Pinder, for the most part, he's been a solid, steady quarterback for him, but doesn't throw the ball a lot. And also, he's not a real good runner. He's not a big runner. He averages less than 2 yards a carry to really run the ball about 6 times a game.
Officials timeout. Let me see here. They stopped the play for a moment just as they came up to the line. Now they're letting them go. Like a double wing. Pinder back. Fires. And flag down. Catch a call.
Interference on his back. Like Chip Moore.
Travis Nichols trying to get the ball. We had an interference call.
Chip Moore, number 1.
Our stat man,
Travis Nichols.
Our stat man tells us that's their first down. Nope.
First down by penalty, too.
Yeah.
First down.
Well, they threw that ball with some authority, but they've been just throwing to the outside. They've been only throwing the comebacks, the 10-yard comebacks for the most part, rolling Pinder out one side or the other. And to think about it, though, Mount Zion has been coming from behind lately, winning by coming from behind, but they've been doing it by getting fumbles and blocking field goals and punts and things like that.
They pitch it outside. They got him out. Let's see where he went out. Rowan Jeffers got to the corner. They strung him all the way out to the side, and where did he step out? Almost got the 10.
That's the biggest run tonight. There's Bo Silva in there playing safety as Tony Taylor has moved into a linebacker and also a fullback spot. So here's Bo Silva kind of make the stop on Jeffers as he gets outside. The biggest run tonight. He shows a little something when he takes it inside and then lets it out, getting by Chip Moore there. So outside, it's the first decent run that Mount Zion has had.
They got 9.5 yards, and now they pitch it out to the other side. And they can't get to the corner. McNair couldn't get to the corner. Flag may have fallen at the end of that tackle, by the way.
Well, that's J.T. Cape, their leading tackler, the inside linebacker, just running free, vacating the spot where the tight end and it was. He's just kind of running in behind some people. Personal foul must be a pile on or a late hit after he was down.
Another penalty on Oconee County. Oconee County leads 17-7, and Mount Zion now with another
dead ball foul.
15-yarder.
Personal foul. Defense.
Foul.
First down.
Mount Zion will be on the Oconee County 31.
Can't help him. You cannot help him by committing penalties. 2 first downs by penalty, 6 3-and-outs, and 7 drives. You just can't help a team, though, by giving them first downs with penalties.
2 wideouts. Quick handoff inside for maybe 3.5. J.K. McNair. This time they put a wideout out on both sides in what amounted to almost a pro set.
Jefferson and McNair both averaged almost 7 yards a carry. Here you see McNair, he hits the hole. I'm sorry, that's Jefferson. Hits the hole inside very, very quickly. He's the one with size, 6'2", 200 at the tailback spot. McNair is about 5'10", 180.
9:58 to play. Mount Zion on a drive, but they're 10 points down. There's a hole. Might have a first down and maybe inside the 20. J.K. McNair.
Oh, nice blocking on the edge. David Knupp kicking out Tony Taylor, the outside linebacker. Here you see Knupp pulling, kicking out Taylor. A little hole there for McNair. He takes it up. Now this, they're picking up something now. They've put together now 3 of their best runs with McNair and Jeffers, and also the 2 penalties.
Mount Zion has come to the 19. They got him to the corner and got about 2.5 McNair that time. They're 10 points down, and they have had 2 big penalties help them.
McNair's trying to get outside. He's trying to get away from the little slow pull by 52. Matt Brown, the other guard, right guard, and they can't get out there to get a block on Silva or Chip Moore.
Mount Zion, 23-yard drive at the moment. Couple of 15-yard penalties also. Pender wants the pass, can't do it. They sack him.
Couldn't get away from David Seawright. He's going to pull the backside guard. I think it's Matt Brown. And that's where David Seawright is. He just keeps coming when he sees the pull. He's not slowing down for anything. Good coverage downfield. He wasn't able to find anybody to throw the ball to.
Mount Zion just outside the Oconee County 20 now. 3rd and about 12. Mount Zion is still 10 points down. One wide out. Double wing. Double reverse in a hole. Don't think they got a first down. That was Chris Kirk. Quick handoff to one of the wings who gave it to the other one who came back inside.
That's nice. That's timing. That's pretty to watch. Excellent. They've been... Coach Green, as he has all year, his team's going to come from behind team, trying to rally and urge his guys to get down there. They got to leave here with a minimum of 3.
Tuller going to try a field goal. He'll kick it from about the 17.5 or so. His team is 10 points down, 17-7. Blocked. Either blocked or he squid. Did somebody get their hand on that note?
Well, they might have. I think if you raised up from your stance, you could have blocked it. It looked like a low-line driver, but somebody might have got their hand on it, but I don't think he hit it very good, Larry. A lot of penetration up the middle. Looked like Seawright and Cape both coming up the middle. Cape getting up in the air. He might have gotten his hand on it.
They were going to try to get it back to a 7-point game, and they didn't do it. Oconee County's got the ball on their own 20 with 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And they run that tough little fullback up in there, Willoughby. Got about 3, maybe 3.5 on the play. Second down. 17-7. Oconee County still with a 10-point lead. They got the clock and the scoreboard in their favor. Matthews took some time. Went to Browning. Browning can't get outside, and the white shirts will eat him up. But the clock is moving.
Had Chris Kirk's played a game tonight. All of this outside running. He's taking on a lot of guards. This time he's taking on Minter and does a nice job of making that tackle. Taking on the guard, stopping the play, and then making the tackle. Looks like somebody's down now.
Oconee County has a man down.
Browning. Tyson Browning is down on the ground and in some pain. He's moving well, but he's in some pain.
6 minutes and 11 seconds to go. 17-7. Oconee County is still 10 points ahead. Let's go down and listen to Coach Herron.
Well, I'm very proud of this group. These kids that are seniors have been very successful the last 3 years.
Yep.
And, it's not coaching, it's just a good group of kids. And, they believed in what we were trying to teach them, and they've gotten themselves to this point. And, certainly they're a great group of kids both on and off the field. They're good in the classroom, and they're fun to coach. And, they're not discipline problems or anything like that. So, I'm proud of them. The school's proud of them. The whole community's proud of them.
Very young coach.
Yeah. It'll be 3rd and 9, and Oconee County comes up to the ball. Browning is moving.
Yeah, he looks like he's all right. He's shaking it off.
Matthews still the quarterback.
I don't think I said shaking it off since I was in Little League.
Oconee wanted to call time. They either had too many men on the field or they had some doubt as to the play because they were really hollering at outside receiver. 5:51 to go.
Still a lot of time left. If you can block something, create something with your special teams, and that's the way Mount Zion has been winning when they haven't been beating somebody badly. They've been coming from behind.
Where did he go? Where's
3rd and 9 when time comes in. You can hear that discussion down there on the bench.
Well, they beat Marist last week. I think Marist was ranked number 2 in AAA last week going into that game. And they beat them with a blocked punt and then kicked a field goal to win it.
Tyson Browning, 130 yards. Last week, 203. Had 20 carries tonight. Oconee County up to the ball. That wing T is spread all over the field because there's a wide slot and the man in motion. And their handoff. Gonna barely get him outside. Browning came real wide. But only got a few. Clock moving. Oconee County's got a 10-point lead.
Well, it's just, once again, that's Kirk, I think. I didn't catch the number, but a nice play by him, at least slowing him down. And they have really stretched this Mount Zion defense tonight, running them sideline to sideline with Browning and the 2 guards, and also having Mahaffey out in front of them. So they did a good job of wearing them down.
This is a crucial punt effort. Mount Zion of Jonesboro with 10 men on the line. But they get that kickoff. Fair catch. He called for. The ball was behind him and rolling. And a good long bounce for Oconee County of an extra 10 or 15 yards. 4:47 to go.
That's a big mistake. Tony Mitchell standing there and he's looking at it, but he makes no play on that ball. And you just said it cost him probably 10 to 15, somewhere in that vicinity.
43-yard net dead punt. Mount Zion, 4:47. Just outside their own 35. Tyrone Pender underneath. One wide out. In trouble behind the line. Still in trouble. Finally going to go down. Lost about 7.
Corey Moore, David Seawright, both back there, the 2 inside defensive tackles. David Seawright gets excited. He's made several plays tonight.
About 6-yard loss on the sack. Mount Zion needs a sudden big play, but it's got to be a long play. And the clock is moving during all these moments as we speak. They're taking some time right here. Pender underneath. Man in motion. Pender's going to run and get 5. He's going to get 10. Going to get 15. He gets just about got 20.
Good decision. He's got a lot of pressure on him, and he finds a nice hole up the middle.
Go to Dennis Stumler.
Larry, the enthusiasm on the Oconee sideline is infectious right now. The coaches are hot. They think they're getting some late shots on the other side from Mount Zion. All these young freshmen and sophomores who are suited up, they're trying to bring their team up to make this stand here late in what they're hoping for, a state championship. Larry?
Mount Zion up to the ball, 3rd down, a half a yard. But it's the clock that's against them. They go at the guard and they get 1.5 yards and a 1st down by McNair. 3:14.
The coaches over here, Willie Johnson, defensive end, got in a little bit with Hatfield, a tight end. At the end, they were pushing and shoving, and we're right next to the Oconee coaches. And they're yelling, Willie, don't get a penalty. Willie, as if he could hear him from up here. I'm not talking one coach. I'm talking all 3 of them over here, too. That's great. That's great. They're into this game.
Mount Zion on their own 46. They need to look at that clock. Pender stops, looks, wants to run. Here he comes this way. Now he's going back in the middle. He finally got a yard or so, and that's about it. And the clock is running now. 2:50, 2:49 and running. 17-7. Oconee County has a 10-point lead, and Mount Zion is second and 8.
There's a great job by Willie Johnson. He gets blocked by McNair, the fullback. And blocked to the ground, in fact. Gets up, and here he is in on the tackle, chasing all the way across the line. That's great effort.
Mount Zion up to the ball. Second down and 8. They're on their own side of the 50. Bender takes, looks, and throws a long fly. Patted and couldn't quite hit him. Went long down that right side, about 35 yards or so. John Bugg went deep for Bugg, who almost got out there. 2:11 to play.
There was a great player out of Atlanta, Danny Buggs, who caught a lot of touchdown passes in the NFL, also in college. But that's well covered by Andy Tillman, running inside of him, not going to commit interference, and Buggs unable to get to that ball. Where did Danny Buggs play college at?
Now you stop me. Third down, 8. It was a long time ago. Pinder underneath. Stops, looks. Gonna throw and threw it away. Though he may have also been hit as he threw it. Went for Travis Nichols across the field. The clock stopped at 2:06.
I had you a little off balance since I had that Murray Warmoth question early.
There are a lot of people up there, note up in Minnesota, that still feel warmly about Murray Warmoth, and then Cal Stoll, who took the job right after Murray.
Cal Stoll, yeah.
4th and 8 for Mount Zion. They're 10 points down.
Timeout.
They'll call time here before they take what might be a last shot, because they got to have 8 yards for a first down.
Standing room crowd all around this field. They brought extra bleachers in, and I think Dennis said 5,600. We've heard people estimate as many as 8,000 here tonight up in the press box, so it's just hard to tell because of the number of people who are standing all around. And a lot of young kids here having a good time, and also I guess their brothers and sisters go to school here, and their parents have brought them here. Great high school football night. Friday night, still a Friday football night.
Yeah.
Great high school football in the state of Georgia.
Mount Zion and Oconee County, both 14-0, coming down to the last 2 minutes. But in this quarter, Oconee has gone out front by 10. Mount Zion has not had the ball much.
I was in Louisville about 6 weeks ago. Saw St. X play Trinity, 2 Louisville Catholic school power, 25,000 people.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice. Papa John Stadium. Gotta love high school football.
Pender, the quarterback, looking at a 4-man front on 4th down. Stops, fires right over the middle, and it's intercepted by Oconee County. J.T. Cape, that's that linebacker. They threw it right over the middle, note, and the other guy got it.
Hadn't been going over the middle much, and that's why, as Oconee County has done a good job of shutting that middle off with their linebackers, the drop of their linebackers. Cape back and just in good position. Makes a nice break on the ball. It was intended for Lee Hatfield, the tight end.
Minute and 59. Matthews puts Browning in motion and goes to that fullback. And he is driving. He had about 7, and then they drove him back. Jerry Willoughby. Oconee County now is really smelling it.
Yeah, there's a little shoving out there. And there's no need for that, guys. You know, hey, there's a little bit of, it's been a nice, hard-fought game. There haven't been a lot of cheap penalties. And, you know, one team's going to go home greatly disappointed. One team's going to be very, very happy.
They ruled no interception. They got the ball to Mount Zion.
Fumble.
Fumble on the play. Double reverse, and there they run that again with Kirk. Inside for 5 or 6.
I was watching Hatfield and Matthews, who were going at it. Hatfield shot in there and knocked Matthews down, and they had words for each other. And it looked like Hatfield got up and almost, he didn't do it, but he almost stepped all over Matthews.
Mount Zion got the ball back on a fumble that went almost totally unnoticed. Tomorrow night, Brunswick Pirates against the Lowndes Vikings, 7:30 on GPTV, coming to you from out of Valdosta.
Now, what time will you be getting into the Valdosta area?
2nd and 3. 65 seconds. Pender wants to throw that long pattern again.
Oh, nice. Damn.
Yeah. Went long and deep.
Nice job by Stewart going up the ball. He's tall. Looks like he's got to be 6'5", 6'6". Going in against Tillman and Silva. And this ball's very well thrown. And
it looked like he got his hands on it.
He did. I think he had his hands on it for a minute. And then Tillman sort of knocked it away.
58 seconds. Mount Zion is still alive. Third and 3. And Oconee calls time.
Well, the fumble gave a little bit of new life, gave a little new hope.
Come on.
With the interception, you thought it was all over. Totally.
I did. I thought, maybe he might go to a Z-back play. Make him use the 2 timeouts at the very least. Get those timeouts and sit on the ball a little bit.
Mount Zion is on the 37.5.
What's 25 man? I want a Mike loop. I want a loop.
Who's the 3 technique? 3 technique. You pull that guard right there and you come free. Now come
Mac being one of your linebackers is going to loop around one of the defensive tackles. And the 3 technique is what the tackle would play. I would call 3 technique, if I recall it. Outside eye or head up to outside eye alignment on the offensive guard.
Was it your side or Tony? Tony, he's going to be your man. Eat him up, son.
Tony Taylor, I think that is, man for man. Tony Taylor is in there, 20, at one of the linebacker spots. The coach was telling him, that's your man, eat him up.
Oconee County with a 10-point lead. Lined up to put it away and lost the ball. Mount Zion with less than a minute. Pender in trouble. They're going to get him. Willie Johnson got him first. Loss of about 9 yards.
Nicely done. I think that was David Seawright, would have been in the 3 technique. He pulled the left guard, and Blake Beavers, number 33, was the linebacker, running free up the middle, forced Pender out. Didn't get the tackle, but forced him out and forced him to waste time and allowed other people to come in and make that stop. Nice call, Coach.
So now it'll be 4th and 11, and another timeout called.
It's kind of nifty when you make a call and it works. As a coach. How many are you going to make 50 calls a game, offense and defense, 50 to 60?
Fans would be surprised at the X's and O's that are involved in high school football.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, I give great credit to coaches. I've never been a coach myself, but I know the great passion they put into it, the great teaching that they have to have, and teaching ability and the time that they spend teaching kids how to be better football players, how to become more excellent at what they're trying to do.
4th down, Mount Zion with only 40 seconds. They need 10 points.
Saw where Derek Dooley, Coach Dooley's son, got hired down at LSU by Nick Saban.
He's got a law degree. Can you believe he's got a law degree and he's going in coaching?
Wants to coach.
Yeah. They handed that big back. And they got about 7. Chris Kirk. Kind of ran a draw with him. Oconee County again gets the ball back in almost the same spot on the field. Now with only 33 seconds.
And Chris Kirk is tired tonight. He's been outstanding on defense for Mount Zion and has also run that inside reverse several times tonight for some good yardage.
With a real head knocker first half at 7-7 and stayed that way well into the third quarter. Oconee County wants to protect the ball now. Don't take a knee. Let's go back. Matthew just stepped back. Took the loss and is taking the time. And the time is running. Oconee County, as I said a few minutes before, really smelling it. Clock is ticking down. 17-7. They're going out in the field now, and they are not going to let them finish anything else. They are the AAA state champions. And the Blue Warriors are really celebrating. Well, all week long, note they couldn't contain themselves waiting for this game. This is what they wanted to happen. They were really primed for it.
Well, something you remember your whole life. You get into sports, I think, to be a champion. And unfortunately, everybody can't be, but what a great thrill it is for those that do attain that goal. The part of a state championship team, a championship football team. That's something they'll have the rest of their lives.
The way Mount Zion started tonight, suddenly stopping a drive and blocking a field goal and knocking the ball way back out of midfield, they sure didn't look like a team that had a lot of flu. Uh-oh, the goalposts are starting to come down on both ends of the field.
No, we don't need that.
Oconee County. All right, we'll go to Dennis Stumler.
Thanks, Larry. I've got the coach, Jeff Herron. What an effort tonight. You've got to be very proud of this young squad.
I'm very proud. I'm very happy right now, both. Our team played great. Our fans, unbelievable. Had the stadium packed. I'd never seen an atmosphere like this. And I'm just tickled to death. I don't know what else to say.
This is why you run all those wind sprints in the middle of July, isn't it?
Well, I didn't run them, but they did, and it paid off big dividends for them.
What does this mean to this community? I mean, does this tie it a little bit tighter? I mean, it seems like you mentioned the enthusiasm level is so high anyway.
Well, we got to try to build on it now. I told them, the younger guys, but now we got to start working on next year. But we're going to enjoy this one a day or two anyway.
We've got the trophy presentation. Let's pan back just a little bit and let you receive the state championship trophy.
The Georgia High School Association, we are proud to present the 1999 AAA Championship Award, State Award to Oconee County Warriors. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach Aaron. Jeff, very quickly, let's say something about this Mount Zion squad. They battled you all night long. It was a tough effort.
Oh, hey, they've got a great team. Coach Green's done a great job there with them. And, I told him before the game, it's a shame somebody's got to have a loss at the end of this night. But they played well, and our kids did too. And it was a very close football game. And, I think playing at home was a big-time advantage for us. And, hey, we're glad to get it. I feel for them, but they'll get a chance next year.
Celebrate this a while. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jeff Herron, the winning coach from Oconee County. 17-7 the final score. We'll have more on the field. Right now, let's go back to Jim Ginocchio.
All right, thank you, Dennis. And Oconee County with a magic number of 17-7, Coach. In the semifinals, they beat Cairo 17-7. And now here in the finale, 17-7 over Mount Zion.
Jim, this ball game was won by two groups of people, the offensive line and the defensive lines of Oconee County. They dominated both sides of the football game, and that's the reason they're the winners.
Before we show you the first half highlights, we want to thank Larry Munson and Jeff Van Note, also Dennis Stumler, for a great job in this great finale here in Watkinsville. All right, welcome back, everybody. We now have the highlights of this exciting championship game between Mount Zion and Oconee County, and I think we're ready to roll those highlights for you. Tyson Browning, a big game for Oconee County.
I can't say enough about the running backs, but you got to talk about the offensive line of Oconee County. Right. They blocked them all night long.
All right, here are your highlights of the ball game. This is first half action, of course. The strip by, well, actually, this is second half highlights here. This is the field goal that put them up 10-7.
For a touchdown.
Then the power out play off tackle there for a touchdown by the tailback, Browning, I think.
And then they finish it off, of course. Tyrone Pender trying to bring Mount Zion back, and it's J.T. Cape with the big interception.
Big interception. What a great play.
And, of course, your final score, Oconee County wins it over Mount Zion, 17-7. And time of possession, Coach, was a big thing tonight.
It was a big factor, but it goes back to what I kept saying all night long. The offensive line of Oconee County just owned the offensive line.
All right, well, this is it. We've got tomorrow's big game coming at you on GPTV. The Brunswick Pirates travel to Valdosta to take on the Lowndes Vikings. Kickoff at 7:30 p.m. on GPTV. Until then, on behalf of the entire crew here from GPTV, Dennis Stumler, Larry Munson, Jeff Van Note, I'm Jim Giannacchio. So long. This has been a presentation of GPTV, recognized around the state as the leader in high school sports television. We'll see you from Valdosta tomorrow night.
You're watching Members